Industrial power generation operates on an almost incomprehensible scale. Inside a turbine hall like this one, massive pieces of steel machinery are pushed to their absolute physical limits to generate the electricity that runs our cities. But behind all that spinning steel is raw, volatile physical energy. We're talking about smelting metal and processing chemicals at thousands of degrees. In highly sensitive environments like nuclear facilities, human operators work mere yards away from these intense thermal reactions. If that heat is allowed to spike unmonitored, the consequences are immediate. System efficiency drops, heavy steel warps, and equipment fails catastrophically. Running an industrial plant means you have to measure and respond to invisible thermal changes long before they turn into physical disasters. You obviously can't just stick a standard glass mercury thermometer into a 1,000-degree gas turbine and expect a reading. Instead, engineers use industrial temperature sensors. These devices detect the physical reality of the heat and immediately convert it into a pulsing electrical wave. Without this basic translation from physical heat to digital data, the modern computers controlling these facilities would be completely blind. When absolute precision is the goal, engineers reach for a resistance temperature detector, or RTD. Most of these rely on a highly stable metal, usually platinum, with the most common type being the PT100. This chart plots physical temperature against electrical resistance. As temperature rises, the metal's resistance increases in a steady, straight line. To ensure accuracy, engineers use 3- and 4-wire configurations to compensate for the cable's natural resistance, keeping the final data point completely stable. They are incredibly reliable over time. But because they rely on heating up a solid piece of ceramic and metal, they take longer to react to sudden thermal spikes, and they cost a bit more to manufacture. You'll find them where exact numbers matter most, like monitoring friction heat on a turbine bearing, or tracking flow inside a high-pressure steam line. If your process requires mathematical certainty rather than split-second reaction times or surviving a blast furnace, the RTD is your standard tool. But what if you are measuring an environment so hot it would simply melt a platinum RTD? That's where the thermocouple comes in. Thermocouples operate on the Seebeck effect. When two different metals are joined at a hot junction, extreme heat causes them to generate a tiny voltage. Astonishingly, this circuit needs no external power source. The extreme heat itself creates the electrical signal. They are exceptionally rugged. They react to temperature spikes almost instantly, and some types can survive up to 1,800 degrees Celsius. The trade-off is that their voltage output isn't a perfectly straight line, making them slightly less accurate overall. Thermocouples trade absolute precision for ultimate survivability. If you need to monitor a roaring blast furnace, a kiln, or a gas turbine exhaust, they are the only tools for the job. The final major sensor type moves away from pure metals entirely. The thermistor uses semiconductor materials to measure heat. This chart plots the behavior of the most common type, called a negative temperature coefficient, or NTC. Notice how it behaves completely differently than our RTD. Here, as the temperature rises, the thermistor's electrical resistance takes a sharp dive downward. Because of that steep curve, they are incredibly sensitive to even the tiniest shifts in temperature. They're also fast and very cheap to produce. Though their working range is tightly restricted to between -50 and 150 degrees Celsius, they are the rapid response sensors of the group. If you need tight environmental control, for a medical device, a lithium-ion battery system, or an everyday HVAC unit, you rely on a thermistor. Capturing the heat is only the first step. A raw pulse from a thermocouple or a fluctuating resistance from an RTD is completely useless if the plant's central computers don't know how to interpret it. That's why every industrial sensor connects to a temperature transmitter, a vital piece of hardware sitting between the raw physics and the digital network. The transmitter standardizes raw physical data into a steady 4 to 20 milliamp electrical signal. This robust current travels across the factory without losing accuracy. The signal then flows into programmable logic controllers, displaying as a twinning, readable temperature metric on an operator screen. Compare this instant digital precision to past control rooms, where operators manually tracked hundreds of mechanical analog dials just to understand the plant. This exact chain of transmission, from a physical spike in heat to a standardized electrical pulse to a digital number on screen, empowers modern engineers to make real-time decisions that keep these plants from breaking down. When you look at the sheer density of a modern industrial facility, you are looking at thousands of individual points of failure. Deep inside that maze of steel, every critical boiler, reactor cooling line, and high-pressure heat exchanger is wired with one of these three devices. Temperature sensors act as the hidden digital nervous system of the industrial world. They constantly translate the volatile physical threat of extreme heat into clean, actionable data, keeping our most critical infrastructure running safely.
How does a temperature sensor actually work? It detects thermal energy and converts it into a precise electrical signal, allowing us to measure, signal, and control processes.